Hey guys, so let's do part two of the rear leaf spring. So I did the right side, removed the spring, put it back in, really didn't have trouble, but let's be honest, this car is 50 something years old and it's lived its life in Texas and Minnesota and who knows where else. The left side spring, I broke a couple bolts, and so I think I just want to talk about it because, I mean, it can basically end the day or end your job doing this. So we'll talk about a couple things that are rusted that are going to always be rusted. So this is the isolators that attach the U-bolts to the axle. So you can see in here, these are rubber. You can see all that rust and crud on there. These, for the most part, clean up pretty well. So the other side cleaned up. And I got everything back on there, and when you compress them, all the imperfections, when you compress the crap out of them, it comes out, so not a big deal. I had this problem. This is the front mounting part of the leaf spring. I had this problem on the other one. You notice in here there's no metal bushing. There should be a metal bushing in there, and what happened is when I took this, I took the bolt out, the bushing actually came with it, so you kind of see it on there a little bit. So that's a little bit of messing around with cutting along. You see there's a split seam on there, cutting along the seam and using sockets and whatnot, different sizes, to try and press the bolt out of there. I'll show you what it looks like on the new one. That's the old one we're looking at. So the new one, you'll notice on here, right, it's got that metal bushing already in there. So we got to get it off the other one. That's not the biggest problem. That happened on both. So the biggest problem happened over here on the rear part of the leaf spring. So you already noticed down here, I've got the bolt is sticking out here. The nut that attached to the bottom one came off. So we'll take it apart. So this, it's the shackle. The shackle is the piece that we're talking about. And you gotta give me 1 second to do it. So, I can find another shackle, right? Call some of the guys that have leftover not leftover cars, but parts of cars in places. Give me 1 second here. We can call up and try and figure out a way to get another shackle, but nobody makes them, and you got to get them off of off of another car, and who knows if that other car is going to break. So notice where it broke. So 2 ideas, and I've already started working on it. One is to grind off the backside of it. It's not really a bolt. It's press fit or welded in there. I think they're press fit. So I may grind off the back of it, see if it comes out. I'm going to cut it off no matter what, so it's shorter. And then 2 options. So let me show you side by side. Yep, okay. So 2 options. One is taking this is a 7/16 inch bolt and adding bushings around it. So maybe they're too big and I couldn't find the right size. So I may split these so that they compress a little bit and get the right diameter. The diameter needs to be this, a much larger bolt. And I could just start with that big bolt. If I use the bigger bolt, then I just need to take the other half of the shackle here, and I need to drill out that hole to match it. So a couple options here to fix a shackle because that broke. The last part that I broke another bolt on was this is the rear hanger for the shackle. So you can see it's all cruddy as usual and rusted. And you'll notice that I still have a piece of a bolt in there. So not that big of a deal on this one. I'll just end up drilling that out on the bench press. And then I've got the replacement already. Picked up a replacement bolt. There's 4 bolts in there. I wasn't as worried about that one because there are 4 bolts, but you do want to replace them. So moral of the story is this is going to happen. I don't see a way getting around it. It's just, the car is old. It's on the underside of the body. It's got rust on it. You can do your best with PB Blaster and other things to try and get try and avoid it. But look, out of 3 wheels, 3 corners of the car I didn't have a single broken bolt. I got to the 4th one, I broke 2. It's just the luck of the draw. One final thing, I did use the little A-frame press from Harbor Freight to press out the big bolt on the back here. And it worked fine. And I do recommend using that to press out this type of bushings. On the other leaf spring, I did it with a hammer, like a sledgehammer, and a bunch of PB Blaster. It just took forever, and I just sat here thinking I'd need it for something else, so I went ahead and got the little A-frame. So I think that's it. Working on this today. Should get this back together by this afternoon. If there's anything else, we'll do one last update with the car all lowered, all right? See y'all later.